Am I the a-hole for meeting with my father even though he stole my brother's wife? I honestly can't believe I'm even posting this because sometimes it feels like I've walked out of a bad story. But pretty much, I, 27M, have 2 siblings, my sister Cass, 30F, and my brother Mark, 32M. Our parents divorced when I was 10 and we split time between the both of them. Cass was always closer to our dad, and she has always disliked Mark to the point of claiming things about him which are hard to believe. However, as much as she's disliked him, she's always loved me. 5 years ago, it turned out that Mark's wife Jane was cheating on him with our father. It obviously caused chaos. Cass sided with our dad. Mark moved in with our mom and I sided with him. But even though I sided with him, I've always kept in contact with Cass. And Mark is fine and all right with that. I didn't see my dad again until this Friday when he and Jane dropped Cass off at our mom's for Mother's Day. I was outside walking home and my dad noticed me and I don't know why, but I agreed to have coffee with them. It was a really tense conversation between us and I confirmed that he wouldn't be invited to my wedding, and I didn't know if I wanted to get to know his and Jane's kids, and he even told me I did the right thing choosing Mark. It was weird, but he dropped me off after about half an hour, but Mark saw him do that from the window and since then he's been cold and snippy with me. Was I the a-hole for talking to my dad? Update 2 May 23, 2024. So, I didn't plan on updating, but things really escalated. My brother Mark had a meltdown where he ranted at mom for not caring more about what our dad did to his life, then at Cass for always halfway associating with him just for mom's sake, and then he kicked me in the stomach and I literally fell through a table like it was WWE or something. Cass wound up saying that his behavior is why Jane left him and she's better off with our dad, and called the cops on him. I feel the worst for our mom because she just wanted a good Mother's Day and I feel like our issues with each other just ruined her weekend. I did go to the hospital, but only because Cass begged me to. I'm perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I didn't press charges on Mark. I just feel really bad for him. I feel like life's dealt him a pretty garbage hand and there's no point in me making things worse. But Mark did leave, he moved out and I don't know where he is now. He only talked to our mom before he left and she hasn't told me what it was about. Mom, Cass and I had a big conversation about things, and Cass admitted that she doesn't love or like Mark and brought up other incidents from when they were teenagers, and that she doesn't trust that he wasn't trying to spy on her. She admitted that he was right, that she only associated with him for mom's sake, and that she's glad that Jane is with our dad. That felt really rough to hear and it made our mom cry a lot. As for our dad, Cass made it clear that she's not going to stop seeing him and Jane, and told me that while she wants me to get to know our little siblings, she's never going to force me to, and she'll understand if I never do. I felt like I had to post this because I needed to vent. I wish there was some resolution to all this, that we could be a family again, but I'm angry and frustrated that there is none, and it's like there never will be. Update 3 June 18th, 2024. Anyway, to give an update if y'all want it, Mark has pretty much gone off the deep end. Last week, he messaged our mom to clear out his room because he's not coming back and to just throw it all away. As she was doing this, Cass came to visit and decided to help, and they found a USB in his closet. I wasn't home for this, but apparently Cass argued with my mom until she let her open it, and there was like a cavalcade of photos of her in there. Nothing inappropriate from what my mom told me, but it made Cass have a breakdown and she spent time in the hospital psych ward. She got out a few days ago and I've talked to her, but I haven't seen her because our dad picked her up and she stayed with him. But on Sunday, she put up a big Instagram post praising our dad and Jane and mocking Mark and saying the worst stuff about him. That somehow made its way to him wherever he's gone, and he came crashing home yesterday because of it. He literally drunk drove his Prius into my truck when trying to park in the driveway. And thankfully I was with my fiance's family because according to mom, he demanded to see me so he could kick my ass because now he's blaming me for all of this. And to be honest, I kind of am too. Everything was mostly fine until I got in that car with my dad, and it's like everyone's spiraling now. Even me a little bit if I'm being honest. But now, I mostly just feel bad for our mom because this whole thing has got her feeling so down and awful and inadequate about herself. Update 4, July 26, 2024. They deleted my account again. I don't know why. This is probably my last update, but I might post more to account, but to be honest, I don't know why I'm updating, but I'm drinking and maybe to vent to somebody about this. But everything has gone to hell. About 3 weeks ago, Mark got arrested for assaulting Cass. Apparently he went to her place and she let him in because he said he was going to apologize and wanted to talk about the pictures, and then he did it. I don't know why she met with him or let her in without me or somebody else there with her. I don't know how any of her neighbors didn't hear or try to stop him, but when he was done with it, he apparently called the cops on himself. I still don't know everything and I don't want to know everything, but apparently when the cops came and arrested him, he was drunk and forcing her to spoon with him on the floor, and he ranted to them about how they belong together. Apparently she was pretty much like not moving or talking or anything, like she was dead, until our dad came to her and then she got back to normal. Just the thought makes me want to throw up and punch something and kill him, and I don't know. I wish that I'd been there with her and maybe I'd have been able to stop it, or maybe he would have only hurt me and she could have gotten away, or that if I'd had her with me and my fiancé that night, nothing would have happened. I don't know why he called the cops on himself either. There's just so much that doesn't make sense. I don't know how this could have happened. Cass was in the hospital for about a week. She didn't want to stay any longer and started screaming till they'd let me take her. She didn't stay with me. She had me drop her off at our dad's and she stayed with him since then. Hell, in the hospital she was acting like a little girl almost with him and called him dada and daddy even. She visits me and my fiancé almost every day and it's like she knows how upset I am about everything, and she tells me that it's not my job to protect her. That she's my older sister and it's her job to protect me. That I did nothing wrong and by being there for her now I'm doing all I can do. Like, I feel like she should hate me because maybe if I'd asked she stay with me after Mark drove drunk or after he hit me things would have been different. But something so terrible happened and whenever she sees me she's looking out for me. I feel like I'm being selfish and horrible about it all. I've offered to let her stay with me and my fiancé but she wants to stay with our dad because she feels like he can protect her and obviously I can't. I mean I didn't and I'm why this shit even happened and all I can do about it is post to here. I don't really feel bad for my mom anymore. She's visited Mark a lot of times and feels like there must be a way that he's innocent. She straight up said that there must be a way. Cass told me to give mom time and to think about how hard it must be for her, but I just feel so ashamed that she said that. I know she just doesn't want to believe that he did what he did, but he did do it. There's been people messaging me asking how Cass saved my life and my fiancé's life, so that I don't have to repeat it again. For me, she donated bone marrow. I know people will say it's obvious that a sister would do that, but what matters is that she did do it, that there was no thinking about it and that she did it. For my fiancé, she was walking down a crosswalk and Cass was lagging behind for some reason. I don't know because I wasn't there, and apparently some speeding car was going to hit her but Cass sprinted and tackled her forward and got her out of the way. And this is the person that I couldn't protect. I guess everyone who messaged and called me spineless and an enabler and all those other things was right.